So, a few days ago, I watched a video on YouTube about why people are so tired because, hey, I'm tired all the time. I'm sure you are too. And I'm not going to recite the whole video, don't worry. It's just an entry point into the bigger point I'm making. This is a summarization of one of the points. People are tired because they make so many decisions. So many more decisions now than we used to when we were cave people thousands and thousands of years ago. I believe that sounds plausible. Why does that matter? Well, because one of the things I've done to make more money per hour and to work less has been taking away decisions. You should too. Take away decisions you have to make. If you're making decisions all day, and these can be small decisions. Do I sell this on auction or buy it now? Do I check every single price of the items in this video game lot? Do I go to these 4 garage sales or do I go to these 4 garage sales? Do I ship today or do I go sourcing today? Do I work on this other project today or do I take the day off? All these decisions cost something. Maybe it costs time, maybe it costs energy, maybe it costs both. But if you can remove these decisions or remove an amount of decisions from your life, you're going to have an easier time focusing on things that you know work. What have I done? Well, I've removed 2 main decisions from my postcard business. I guess 3 main decisions, really, depending on how you cut it. I'll just talk to you about what I'm doing and the decisions that I'm taking away, and then we'll count them up at the end of my spiel. So the first decision I took away is, for the most part, every postcard I sell sells for the same price, or is listed for the same price. Not rather, it might, an offer might come in that I accept. They're all listed at $14.95. Now, is every postcard gonna sell for that price? No, certainly not. Are they all worth that much? No, probably not. Are some worth more? Yeah, probably. But by removing the decision of how much does this postcard cost, of removing the time it takes to go through and look up postcard values, I can be so much more efficient with my time and list thousands an hour, as opposed to maybe 100 an hour would be really, really doing a good job, like almost amazing. I can list thousands an hour and 5 or 10,000 a day if I have that many available to list. That's the first thing I took away. The second decision I took away is, how would you describe this? Not caring about little problems. So there are issues that come up in the names of my postcard listings on eBay or the description, whatever. Maybe, the image, maybe 1 out of 100 has the wrong name, or 2 out of 100 have an upside down back of the postcard because my programs missed it. I could care about that and spend hours of my time to make a pretty insignificant difference. Or I could just say, you know what? That's the way it is. Some of these postcards, some of these listings on eBay are not going to be the best that they can be. It's important to note then that they still might sell. I sell tons of postcards where the title is bad, or not the best it can be, where the pictures could be better. But I was talking to someone today. My brother just made a product, and his product that he designed is live for the first time. And I was saying to someone like, oh, it could be better, but the distance between your idea and having something available to the public, and the distance between it being available to the public and it being perfect, are not the same. Or maybe as good as it needs to be. Perfect is an impossibility, but the distance from your idea to actually like the MVP, the minimum viable thing that someone can buy, for a lot of things is extremely far. And I don't mean that it takes more work. I mean that it's going to take you so many more decisions. It's gonna cost so much more in terms of energy and time in a lot of cases than just getting something up there and then responding to how people interact with what you've made. This is universal advice. It isn't just for eBay. It's anything you're making. If you're trying to make, custom printed golf clubs, laser etched golf clubs, if you're trying to do, wood art, if you're trying to make your own kind of like conversion trailer camper that you want to sell to people, you could spend all the time trying to make it perfect, or you could get to a point where some people will buy it and then rely on their feedback. Take these decisions off of your shoulders and allow the market to decide them, to answer them. How many decisions have I taken off my hands? You tell me, go back and count. But I'm pretty satisfied with the results. There's always going to be trade-offs. So, by making these decisions or taking them out of my hands or deciding to have rules or principles for things, there are trade-offs. And it's not going to be the best or the most expansive or complete person in this niche that I'm in. But that's okay, because the person who's the best at something might not be the person who makes the most money. Certainly, the best painter in the world is not the richest painter in the world. The best author in the world is not the author who sells the most books. And I'm not saying that you should only be focusing on money. I'm saying that if you are doing something like me, where my main goal is to optimize how much money I make per hour for this, hobby, side hustle, whatever you want to call it, this investment. There's so many ways to look at it. It's not a conventional job because I spend, an hour and a half a day at most doing it. Because I want to maximize how much money I make, then I think it's okay for me to make trade-offs that optimize earning more money. That's up to you. How much enjoyment do you get out of what you're doing versus how much enjoyment do you get out of making money? I can't answer that for you, but I hope that this was enlightening for some, and it gives you the motivation to, stop making so many decisions and to be okay with things not being perfect, and to understand that there's trade-offs when you optimize towards a certain goal. See you guys later.